Okay, I have decided to put a fuel tuner on my 890 Adventure R. I don't want to go the Power Commander route. One, because I don't need any extra power, torque, speed, whatever. All I am trying to do is get rid of the low RPM throttle jerkiness. KTMs like to be high up there in RPMs, but when you're doing technical stuff, you're going to be in the low RPM sometimes. So that's all I'm trying to do. I decided to go with the FuelX. I had one of these installed on my 200 Duke and it worked well. Got rid of that low RPM throttle jerkiness. So that's what I'm doing on the 890. Basically, to get to you have two lambda sensors, one on the left, one on the right. In order to get to them, you have to remove the tank. So basically remove your cover, and then to remove the tank, I'm sure you know, but just in case you don't, there's a green barb that the first thing I do, I disconnect the fuel line, pull down on the green barb. That is going to be here. So pull down on it. If you got fat fingers, you can use a small screwdriver to pull down on those barbs and then pull the connector out. Be careful, this is plastic, so you don't break it. Then I close the fuel line. On both sides you have fuel petcock, so close both sides. Then that hose, this hose and this guy are connected with a zip tie. Cut the zip tie, disconnect this connector, disconnect that hose. Repeat the same on this side. Boom, boom. Then you unbolt these two bolts. When you remove the top one, be careful, there's grommet. That goes there. When you remove it, it's going to fall out, so don't lose it. The grommets on the other ones, they stay on. So I disconnected this guy also, just when you're pulling the tank off, especially if it is full, which it is in my case. It doesn't get in the way. So once you remove that, you have a lambda sensor on the left and on the right. The FuelX also has two sets. So it doesn't matter which side goes where, but I just followed the color coding just in case. The left lambda sensor is right here normally. So disconnect and then connect the FuelX and repeat the same on this side. This side, the lambda sensor is attached to a metal barb over here. So you basically pull up so the connector comes off that barb, pull it out, connect yours and put it back in. Then make sure you do your wire management correctly so nothing is getting caught between bolts or whatever. Zip tie it. Then you have the negative cable that is supposed to go to the battery negative. I mean, that's where it makes sense. I mean, you could put it on a chassis thing, but I'm not going to. I'm just going directly to here. Then as far as the tensioner, I went with a Dirt Tricks. Apparently that will get rid of when you start your engine cold. It normally sounds like somebody's thrown a bucket of screws in the engine. Apparently the tensioner takes care of that. The tensioner, I can tell you, takes like 2 minutes. You need a 22 mil socket, 6-point, and a 5 mil Allen. I loosened the Allen first. I didn't take it out, just loosened it while it was on. Then I took out the plug, the 22 mil. You take it out and your tensioner is inside the plug. Remove your old tensioner, reuse the O-ring that is on your OEM tensioner, or you can buy new ones. Mine look good, so I just carried on using it. You put that O-ring on the Dirt Tricks tensioner, and then this plug has an O-ring that stays on there when you take it out. So then put the Dirt Tricks tensioner in. Make sure you have collapsed the tensioner before you put it in. Then just basically bolt your 22 mil back on and the 5 mil. Now be careful you don't cross thread the plug when you're putting it back on. It is pretty finicky, so you could, if you're not careful, cross thread it, so pay attention. The torque settings on the plug is 25 Newton meters, and on the Allen is 8 Newton meters. Those are the torque settings, and that's it. I will add a video after I've put everything back on and show you how the FuelX is supposed to work. Okay. This is the end result. There's the FuelX. I'll probably Velcro it here, or maybe I'll put it here. We'll see. While I had it all apart, I also put the kickstand dongle. It is under on the 23 model, it is under the battery compartment. Basically you just remove these two bolts and try to get it up as much as you can, and you will see it's a white 3-pronged dongle right under here somewhere. If you're removing the tank and all that, maybe that's a good time to get to it. Anyways, I put the cam tensioner on and the FuelX. Now we're going to see what it does. I normally wait until I don't hear the fuel pump anymore. There we go. And that's it. Now, when you first turn it on, it will take about a minute or so. You will see red lights flashing. And then once it does whatever it is supposed to do, you will see green lights going back and forth. Now, what I'm going to do is the trick. You're supposed to turn on the bike and don't touch the throttle. I think it's for 10 minutes to reset the ECU on this guy. I do that. I don't know if you need to or not. Come on, fuel pump. There we go. Now I'm going to leave it for about 10 minutes for the ECU to reset, and that's it. I don't hear the usual rattling noise when you first turn it on when it is cold, so that tensioner is doing whatever it's supposed to be doing. Next is to ride it and see if it gets rid of the low RPM throttle jerkiness. We will see. The fuel tuner that I got, the FuelX, there's two versions. One is the lite version, which only has one map, and then there's another one where it has a controller that you put on your bar somewhere, and you can choose. It has up to 10 different maps. It's basically the higher it goes from 1 to 9. The higher you go, the more fuel your AFR will change. If you don't know what you're doing, I would just get the lite version. The lite version will apparently decides how much AFR depending on what mods you have done to the bike, exhaust or airbox, whatever. So I decided to go with the lite version and be done with it.